Hi, and welcome to this Fornav coffee break. My name is René Brummel. I'm a product specialist at Fornav, and I will be your presenter today. As this coffee break is live, you can ask your questions via the GoToWebinar question window. We will answer them at the end of the coffee break. Today, we're going to add salutations to your Business Central reports. To demonstrate adding salutations to your Business Central reports, we will make changes to the sales quote from the Fornav customizable report pack. We will use the Fornav ability to read data directly from the Business Central database to get salutation information. We will not have to do any programming in AL at all. The techniques we will demonstrate today are valid for any Fornav report in any extension. To demonstrate adding salutations to your Business Central reports, I'm going to use these steps. Prerequisites, what do I need to get going? In step 2, I will inspect my dataset. In step 3, I will get salutation records. In step 4, I will replace the percent codes. Let's start with the first step. Today I will be adding salutations in the Business Central on-premise Docker installation with the Business Central 2021 Wave 1 release. I've installed the Fornav customizable report pack and I've executed the step-by-step wizard from the assisted setup to get started. For some of the features I will demonstrate today, you need at least Fornav version 6.0. Of course, everything I do today is also available on the Business Central cloud environment. I also have the Fornav Designer installed on my PC. The Fornav Designer can be downloaded from the Fornav website. Many users will use Business Central to create and send out documents. Many of these are formal documents, so they might need salutations. Since every person and country has their own preferences, it is possible to build up custom salutations and assign them to contacts. So let's go and find Business Central and see how these salutations work. So I'll find my sales quotes. You can see I've created a single sales quote in my demo system. And the sales quote has a contact, looks like a Mr. Scott Mitchell. And I would like to add a formal salutation for Mr. Scott Mitchell. So the first thing I need to find out is how Mr. Scott Mitchell would like to be addressed. You can set that up in the contacts. So I'm going to drill down into my contact. Let's edit the contact. You will notice that this contact has a salutation code of unisex. And if I drill down here, you'll notice I have a number of salutations inside my system. And this is a standard Business Central demo system. So this is simply what's in there. To find out what's in the unisex salutations code, I'm going to drill down a bit deeper and find my salutation formulas, because the salutation formulas tell me exactly how to address someone. So if I have Mr. Scott Mitchell, who has the unisex salutation code, he speaks English, because that's what we speak in these coffee breaks, so I'll need to find the English salutation formula. And if I want the formal salutation formula, my formula is dear %1, %2, %3, where the percent codes are codes that are going to be replaced by name 1 is going to be %1, that's the contact first name. Name 2 is the middle name, that's going to be %2, and the surname is %3. So what I would like to do in Fornav is get this formal salutation code, dear %1, %2, %3, and then replace the percent codes with the first name, middle name, and surname. And I can do all of that from Fornav. But what I need to do first is add some table relations, because from my quote I need to find my contact, and from my contact I need to find my salutation formula. So let's go back to my quote. So now we know where to find the salutations, we can add them to our Fornav quote report. Since we don't need a salutation on invoices and credit memos, we will place a salutation directly on the quote document instead of the sales template. Of course, you can add them to the sales template if you want to. Then Fornav will add them to the invoices and credit memos, etc. as well. So let's go find my Fornav reports and design my quote. Then in the quote, I have my records collection. And in the records collection, I need to add, like I said, 2 records. I need to add the contact and I need to add the salutation formula because I need to find the salutation formula from my contact. So I'm going to start with adding my contact. Which is table 5050. Then I need to set my link reference. My link reference defines how I'm going to find my contact. Of course, my contact information is on my header. So I will add that, and Fornav will automatically fill the link with the contact number is field, the header field cell to contact number. I'm happy with that. You can also change it to bill to contact number if you want to. For now, I'm happy with cell to contact number. So that gets me the contact table from my Business Central database. From the contact table, I need to find my salutation formulas. So I'm going to add another table. I need to type in an M. So that finds the salutation formulas. The link reference is going to be the contact because I need to find the salutation formulas from my contact. So I'm going to add contact here. And then the link, I need to define this link manually. The link is somewhat more complex because the first thing I need to do is find my salutation code, which is the salutation code from my contact. I need to add my language code because I don't want to address an English-speaking customer in German or Dutch or Danish. So I'm going to find my language code right here. So those are the two fields from the header that I'm going to use to find my salutation. And finally, because I've said I wanted to use the formal salutation always, I'm going to filter my list of salutations on salutation type is formal. So that will get me the salutation formula for this particular contact in the correct language and with the correct salutation type. So hit OK there. Then, of course, I've got the salutation formula. Now I need to add it on my report. So I'll simply add a new header section. Let's call this salutation header. It's always best practice in Fornav to name your sections to a logical name. That way it's easier if you want to inherit these from a template. On the salutation header, I'm going to add two fields. I'm going to add the salutation from the salutation formula table. So add that one there and make it green. And then I'm going to add my work description from the header as well, because the work description is just a place where you can type some plain text. So you can type some text there to display on your quotes. So that's that. And let's preview if all of that works as expected. There we go. So now at the top I have my dear %1, %2, %3 because that's a salutation code in English for this particular contact. The %1, %2 and %3 obviously we still need to replace. And then we have please find your requested quote. That's just some text that I've added on my quote in the work description. So that's step number 2. And then finally, we want to replace the % codes with the fields we defined in the salutation formula. We can do this with JavaScript. We will create a function to find the contact fields based on the selections in the name 1 to 5 field of the salutation. And once we've done that, we can use the native JavaScript to replace replace function to replace the % codes with the contact information. So just looking back at the salutation formulas, we used the English salutation formula where we have the dear %1, %2, %3, and the %1, %2, and %3 are defined in the name 1, name 2, and name 3. So we'll need to write some JavaScript to find the value of name 1, name 2, and name 3, and then find that particular field in the contact. So let's go back to Fornav. Let's go back to our salutation text box. Let's open the JavaScript editor. So the first thing we need to do is add the salutation value into a local variable so I can play around with it. So I'm going to say var sal is salutation formula salutation. That gets me a local variable with the salutation inside it. And if I want to display that local variable, I need to write sal, so the last variable that you call inside one of these text boxes is the one that's going to be displayed. So this will do the same thing I had earlier, only it will display the sal variable. Then we will need to write a function to replace these, to find the values we need to replace the percent codes with, and that of course is a fairly big function, so I'm not going to type that live. I'm just going to copy paste it. What I've got is a function called getSalutation with a variable field that I'm going to assign to it. And what this does, basically it says if field is salutation formula.fieldOptions.name1.firstname, then return contact.firstname. It's as simple as that. We do the same for field options name1 middle name, that will return a middle name, etc, etc, etc. If I can't find any of it, it will return a blank string. So then, once we've got this salutation formula function, we can start using it. And what we can do is we can type if salutation formula dot name1 is not, let's use the dataset lookups because that's a bit quicker. If salutation formula.name1 is not salutation formula.fieldOptionsName1.blank, so if the name1 field is not blank, I want to replace something in my variable. So I'm going to say sal is sal.replace. Replace is a native JavaScript function that takes two variables. The first variable is the text you want to replace, so that's going to be %1. And the second variable is going to be the text I want to replace it with. And that, of course, is going to be getSalutation value with the field value of salutation formula.name1. So let's make this scripting window a bit bigger. So what I'm saying right here, if salutation formula.name1 is not empty, then sal is sal.replace %1 with the getSalutation value for name1. We need to do the same for name2 and name3 because those are used inside my salutation formula. Of course, you can do the same for 4 and 5 as well. But I don't have 4 and 5 in my salutation formula, so I won't bore you with me typing all of that out. Two and 3. So that's my JavaScript. Finally, of course, we used the sal variable, and sal variable has its %1, %2, and %3 replaced. So it should replace those percent values with my proper salutation. So let's preview this. Let's see if it actually works. And it does. So it's a relief when you do live coding. So now we say dear Mr. Scott Mitchell. And why Mr. Scott Mitchell? Because we said first name, middle name, and last name. So let's find our quote and see what's going on. So in the quote, I'm going to find my contact. Let's edit the quote, the contact. And in the contact, I have my name. That actually says Mr. Scott Mitchell. And if I drill down into this, you will note the salutation code is unisex. First name is Mr., middle name is Scott, and surname is Mitchell. Not sure if this is a proper use of the first name field in Business Central, but this is the way this is in the database. So our percent codes were replaced with first name Mr., middle name Scott, and surname Mitchell. So let's recap what we just did. The first thing we did was to inspect our dataset to see what the relation was between our quote documents and the salutation formulas in Business Central. Once we knew that, we were able to add the contact and the salutation records. Finally, we created some JavaScript to replace the percent codes with the defined fields. Thank you for listening to me so far. I can see we have no questions, so I will close the webinar right now. If you do have any last moment questions, please type them in the question window and I will still answer them. If you want to know more, please visit fornav.com, where you can also download the Fornav Designer and Converter. If you want to use Fornav in Business Central Cloud, you can install it from the Microsoft App Source. And if you want to watch more videos about Fornav or previously recorded coffee breaks, you can find them on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/fornavreports. And if you have any questions about Fornav at all, please send them to support@fornav.com. We will continue our Fornav coffee breaks, and for a full list of upcoming and recorded coffee breaks, please visit fornav.com/coffeebreak. With that, we don't have any further questions, so thank you very much for listening today, and I will speak to you in the next coffee break. Goodbye.